The former chairman of the National Human Rights Commission, Professor Odinkalu, says that he is not satisfied with the way the president and his deputy managed the issue of the assets declaration. He says contrary to the president during the election, Nigerians are unable to determine the exact asset status of the two top officials. He also responded to British Prime Minister David Cameron's comments describing Nigeria as fantastically corrupt.
The current president himself has, at least on the question of corruption, shown integrity and will. I have to say I did disagree and continue to disagree with the way in which their assets declaration was managed. I don't think they have kept faith with their campaign promise to publish their assets, and I do think that it is necessary in order to fight corruption effectively to make sure that the assets of all senior public officers are visited with the oxygen of transparency. Nigeria is over 178 million people. How can anybody talk about Nigeria being corrupt? That does not mean there are not individuals and people who are corrupt. But when you also look at the records, you see that we've not been able to convict people for corruption in a long time, and therefore there is a problem. We had an Inspector General of Police, Tafa Balogu, who is a senior lawyer, who was convicted of plundering police assets. But the Nigerian legal profession didn't do anything against him. He's still a lawyer on roll, and he's able to practice. In the United States, when President Nixon resigned because of Watergate, he was what? He was disbarred by the New York and California bars. When President Bill Clinton went through his episode in relation to impeachment in the 1990s, he was disbarred. But here, people get convicted for crimes of corruption and they get away with it. So I think it's important that we retain proportionality. We don't go into overdrive on these matters. We understand that Nigeria is a very diverse country with very proud people, most of whom are honest people and whom every one of us in public service, particularly the president, must respect.